imagining things.
No, we took a nice step forward of just, you would think in week 14, week 15, you have a really good identity on the offensive end, but that's not really how it goes, right? A basketball season has ups and downs. Any sports season has ups and downs where you're flowing well and you're not. And in basketball, sometimes you might have a poor flow, but you knock in a couple threes, and all of a sudden it feels a lot better, right? And it looks a lot better than what it is. What we're learning to do is making sure that we're reversing sides of the court, right? Side, top, side. Every single time you reverse the court, the defense loosens up a little bit more. And trying to do that with the pass and the cutting rather than the dribble. And that's not in our nature. That's not in a lot of teams' nature to do it with passing and cutting rather than the dribble. We got rewarded at times, through really good portions of our season playing off the dribble, and then at times when that got clogged up, we were able to knock in some shots. Right now, we're going through a stretch where that's not happening on a consistent basis. But it's the best thing for us because we're learning how to play with one another when we're not making shots at a high clip. We're going to get back to doing that. There's no doubt in my mind. But this is really good for us to learn how we can rely on one another. We can rely on the system, and it's possession by possession, offensively as well as defensively, that we can get that done.
Do guys begin to question themselves during this kind of a stretch, or not really? I mean, they've been through these kind of things before.
Well, there's a lot of second guessing out there, right? It's the nature of sport. Certainly in a program like ours that gets some attention, and not even that, you have people that are around you that have a lot of different opinions. Everybody has opinions when they come out and they watch, right? It doesn't matter if you're a family member or if you're a fan, you have opinions of what should be happening out there. But our focus, like every other team's, is what's going on every single day in practice and what's going on in that locker room. And I can tell you our foundation is phenomenal when it comes to that. It doesn't mean that they're not frustrated. It doesn't mean that, this stinks that we dropped 2 games in week 15, for the first time, right, on the entire season, that we just haven't performed to the level that we want to in 2 straight games. Well, how do we respond to that now? We're not the first team. We're not the only team. Just about every team in our league has gone through that, and probably for longer stretches than what we're currently in right now. But how do we respond to that? So to your question is is there second guessing? Well, you're always going to think like, hey, is this right? Is this right? But at the heart of it, we have to be committed, and I believe that the guys are 100%.
You got Whitewater down there. That was at the beginning kind of the season, certainly beginning of conference season. They obviously must be playing better because they just knocked off the number 1 team in the country. What should our fans expect to see Wednesday night?
Yeah, they're a gritty, tough team. Then they went right after that winning against Platteville at Platteville. They probably could have taken lacrosse down on their home court. They're in both instances, they're pounding the offensive glass. Against UW-Lacrosse, they had 19 offensive rebounds. That was the point of emphasis for us going down there, right, is being able to control the paint and be able to keep them off the glass because they are coming. They are coming at it. They have 2 seniors in their lineup that played on the Final Four team from just a few years ago. Carter Capstrand is playing at an extremely high level here in his 4th year, knocking in threes plus getting it in there. And then they have a lot of other pieces around there that just fit their style of play right now, which has been a gritty, tough team that's pounding the offensive glass. And we're going to have to do the same exact thing that we did down there, and it's not going to be easy. We have to control the air area, meaning that we have to control the lane where they can't get downhill, they can't throw it inside, and making sure we're grabbing a high percentage of defensive rebounds.
Well, it's certainly going to be an exciting game. I think our fans are ready for it. They've always loved the Whitewater and Stevens Point matchup, so I expect we're going to have a great crowd. Good luck, and hopefully the guys can find a way to come out on the winning side. As I like to say, doesn't matter if you win by 1 or 21, a W's a W, and we're pulling for the pointers on Wednesday night, Coach. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.
Once you realize that you're standing inside of a giant beer barrel,
course, we'll try to keep our eye on how our Pointer women are doing down in Whitewater. That's a huge game for the women who are playing extremely well. Boy, if they could sneak one in Whitewater, that would be a huge step in the right direction for our women. The rest of our league today, Platteville is at Oshkosh. Could be interesting. Stout at La Crosse. Eau Claire is over in River Falls. And, of course, our game right here. Starting lineups for the Whitewater Warhawks, who are 9-9 coming into today's game, and 3-4 in conference play. And they'll go with 6'2" senior Jameer Barker. He is from Racine and Racine St. Catherine. 6'3" junior Jake Quast from Hinsdale, Illinois. 6'3" sophomore Colin Madsen from Mukwonago. 6'5" senior Carter Capstrand from Franklin, Wisconsin, and 6'1" junior Luke Barra, from Waukesha and Muskego High School. For our Stevens Point Pointers, 13-5 overall, 3-4 in the conference. They go with 6'5" freshman Tyshawn Teague Johnson out of Beloit Turner. 6'5" senior Malik Abdul Wahid from Brookfield Central High School. 6'5" sophomore Seth Myron from Appleton and Kimberly High School. 6'2" sophomore Josiah Butler from Appleton Fox Valley Lutheran. And 6'8" sophomore Cal Crone out of Waukesha West. All right, let's see what happens here today. Barker is a load. Anytime you play against him, you better be ready to go, because he can scoot with the best of them in our league. And he's a strong senior. No doubt you're going to have to battle that guy all over the floor here tonight.
Scott, and of course, he played for former Spash and former UWSP player Nick Bennett, who was the coach at St. Catherine's back in Barker's day. Nick had some really good teams there.
That's a fact.
Well, Scotty, let's see if we can just play loose tonight. Sometimes, you know what, young guys will play not to lose, and they get a little tight about that. Sometimes you just got to let her go and play relaxed. Easier said than done.
Crone to jump center against Capstrand. And Crone won the tip, but Jameer Barker stepped in front to get the basketball. Pointers didn't go get it, amazingly. Out high, it'll go to Capstrand. Hands it off out on top to Madsen. Into the corner, drive it into the lane, jump stop, kick it out to Barker at the top of the circle. Barker double team comes up. Over it'll go. Capstrand wants three and buries it right away.
Now this is not a big Whitewater team. Capstrand at 6'5" is as big as you get almost, but they can all shoot and they can all move.
Yeah, and you left him wide open somehow. Cal Crone on the right wing to Malik. Malik backs his way into the lane. Tried to get it to Tyshawn. Did. He picks it up now, trapped underneath. Throws it on the wing to Malik. Malik works dribble, now down to 8 seconds to go. Josiah Butler will take the three, and that's not going to go. Rebound, Tyshawn Teague Johnson. Kick out Myron trying to tie it, and he does.
You know what? Seth has started every game this month hitting his first three-point shot.
So we're even at 3 here. Stevens Point, Whitewater. Out high, Capstrand into the hands of Quast. Down to the baseline, double team there, and somehow able to sneak in Barra, although he got his shot blocked. Somehow, again, got all the way under the basket. We're going to get a foul, and that one's going to go on Barra.
We're lucky that pass wasn't sharper and he didn't shoot that layup on the move, because he came in up the backside, Scotty. Malik was there but didn't realize that he was cutting to the rim. We were able to cover up, but a bit of a break.
Wow. You don't like to see that early in the game. I mean, it was like a gimme layup if the ball got there a little quicker. Malik over, left side, Butler down to the baseline. Skip pass underneath. Myron goes up and lays it up and in.
Well, good beginning for Seth Myron and a good look by Butler.
Nice to get Seth going. Barker into the front court for the Warhawks, working along the right wing. Josiah on him, stops, lobs it down into the corner, running baseline, trapped down there, ball lost out of bounds. It'll be off of Isaac Verges, who had just come into the ball game.
Now, one thing against Whitewater, Scotty, is we're not looking up at players. As we know, we've been able to get inside the paint on occasion, but some of these teams with their 6'8", 6'9" guys have just kind of snuffed us out.
Myron sends it over to Crone, into the hands of Josiah, gets into the lane, down the lane, takes it up and draws a foul.
Well,
I like that aggressiveness.
Yep, three possessions in a row we've seen going to the rim and creating something to, making something happen off the dribble. So good job to start for the Pointers.
Josiah Butler will go to the free throw line. Pretty good free thrower, Josiah is. First one in the air and good.
Yep, 78%.
I'd say that's pretty
season.
Good. What do you think?
I would take that for everybody. Yes, as a team, we shoot 70. You'd like to see that a little bit better as a team.
Butler's second drops through the bottom of the net, and the Pointers grab a 7-3 lead.
It would be nice to shoot like the Badgers do, wouldn't it? Man,
little 7-point run for the good guys. Yep. Jameer Barker into the front court, sends it across the way to Madsen, down to the left side. That is Verges trying to get by Malik. Bounce pass left side near the baseline. Spin move got by Cal, got inside and scored it. That's Capstrand. He is a dandy.
Yeah, he's strong, big guy. And the help that was coming in got there late.
Cal Crone hands it to Myron, 7-5 Pointers. Butler out on the right wing, working off a little dribble, picks up, goes back to Malik, who thought about a three, doesn't take it, drives it into the paint, underneath on a nice pass to by Myron, and the defense falls away. Seth lays it off the glass and scores it.
Yeah, Seth might have shuffled his feet on the catch, but no call.
Capstrand into the front court. Verges off the wing on the handoff pass. Malik staying tight defensively. Right side, it'll go there. Madsen trying to get by Myron. Cut him off. Back out to Capstrand. Across the way, Verges down to the baseline. Looks at a cutter. Capstrand down the lane. Poked away off of Cal and out of bounds.
Scott, I'm going to tell you, Capstrand, the senior out of Franklin, he's a big 6'5".
Yeah, a solid. Yeah.
If that's 6'5", that's a big 6'5".
Barker will be the inbounder. And lobs it in long to Capstrand at the arc. Hands it to Barker. Off the screen, lifts the three. Off the rim, no. Rebound battled for. Whitewater comes down with it, and we're going to get a foul on Malik.
Did it actually bounce off Malik's head when it came off the rim? It was quite the battle on the backside between a number of players. And you talked about Whitewater's ability to throw it up and go get it.
So Barker will inbound a fresh 20. Madsen kick out. Capstrand wants another three. That's off the rim. Rebound tip into the hands of Tyshawn. And he's fouled by Madsen. Coming up the floor, Madsen's second here in the early going.
Yeah, in the backcourt, I'm not sure that's a foul he certainly wanted to take.
I don't think so.
No. Good job by Malik that time. Couldn't secure that rebound, fighting two Warhawks, and was able to tip it to a teammate.
J.T. Hoytink will come in, 6'1" senior out of Menominee Falls. Sussex Hamilton High School.
Wearing number 11 tonight.
Yep. Switches once in a while. Butler on the right wing, gets by Hoytink to the elbow, kick out. Tyshawn wants a triple, buries it. He's got range.
He does.
12-5.
Just a freshman.
Front court, Barker gives you a little more size as well.
He does.
Handoff on top to Barker from that time, Quast. Barker gets inside, scooping layup, no. Rebound, Cal Crone. Looks, starts up. It'll go to Butler. Butler lead feed right sideline. Myron back to Josiah. Now we'll settle in offensively. Crone on the right block. Working his way in, spins, nothing available. Kick out Tyshawn, drives it into the lane, over to the corner. Butler for three, buried it!
Well, that came from the freshman. Tyshawn on a good look across the floor.
15-5. The crowd here right now enjoying what we're seeing. Getting ready to come in, Darius Chestnut. Right side, Verges, kick out Capstrand. Butler to the free throw line. I said Butler, Barker. Shot won't go. Tyshawn having a great start to the game. Rebounds it right there.
He sure is adjusting to the college game, isn't he?
Front court with it is Josiah Butler against Hoytink. Over to Cal. Thought about bouncing one down deep, didn't. Myron on the wing got a little push that time. A second push. Gets rid of it to Malik. Near the right elbow. 5 on the shot clock. Going to have to get inside. Spins, and they're going to say he traveled. Oh,
out of
bounds.
bounds.
Step out of bounds.
Yeah, we see that quite a bit nowadays.
You know, I'm a little surprised. Malik can get up pretty well. Yeah. I'm surprised he doesn't just go up for about a 7-foot jumper. That's my thought, anyway.
No, I agree. Or, you know, he was in the short corner that time. Just rise and hit the 8 or 9 footer.
14:40 to go in the half. Stevens Point up by 10. We'll take the media timeout. Coming right back in a minute. Pointers basketball, WPCN. .40 to go in half number 1. And our final score sports bar and grill scoreboard showing Stevens Point 15, Whitewater 5. Warhawks, Hoytink brings it up, gives to Capstrand outside the arc. Looks left, will take it on one bounce. Bad pass stolen away by Cal Crone. Just a bad pass by Capstrand. Oh my goodness. Cal into the front court, gives it off to Butler off the screen. Josiah gets down to the baseline, rolls it in off the rim. He's got it.
Wow, the Pointers start the game 6 out of 7.
17-5, Stevens Point. Capstrand, top of the circle, right. Hoytink there. Off the screen, gets into the lane, jump stop, kicks to the corner, wide open, Verges, rims out, no. Luckily, the Pointers got the rebound. They didn't really go after it, but it came to Logan Bumgartner. Butler getting deep into the lane, kicks to the corner, outside to Darius Bolden. Josiah ended up halfway up the bleachers on the baseline there.
He had a Coke and some popcorn and rejoined the game.
Might have had to cook the popcorn, too. Malik off the left wing down to the baseline. Step back jumper off the rim. No. Backside rebound will go to Whitewater. Up it'll come quickly. Verges along the sideline. Pardon me, that's Hoytink. Back over on the wing. It'll go to Quast. Down low on the baseline to Capstrand. Oh, he knocks Cal down. They're going to get a blocking foul.
Yeah.
Cal went down hard, and well, that's. They just signaled 23 with the foul, which would be Capstrand. Cal's number is 12.
Yeah.
He just signaled Capstrand with the foul. So something's got to change here.
And they've got 22 up on the board.
Yeah, okay, he just corrected it.
And that's Darius Bolden, so
he just corrected it to the scoring table. It was Cal.
All right. Well, no, it was.
Yeah. Inbound, it will come into the deep corner. Richie Warren with it, just into the game, trying to drive into the lane, pull-up jumper, rims off, no. Rebound, Darius Bolden. Well, this will bring it into the front court. Grant Muntz into the game. Carter Combs into the game. Logan Bumgartner down on the baseline left side. Cal pull-up jumper, got it.
That's, Scotty, something that we were talking about. Would we play Muntz and Cal together and go big? And son of a gun, here it is.
Osmosis or whatever. Telepathy. That's what I'm talking about. You had the thought, John, so I'm going to give that one to you. Barra over to the left side. Open three. Hoytink.
Yeah,
he's a shooter.
Yeah, good kick around the top for the Warhawks, and he was wide open.
19-8, Stevens Point. Carter Combs, front court, bounces. Cal, high left. Looks and goes to Logan in the corner. Drives it to the elbow. Looks down low on the bounce pass to Cal Crone. Backing in against Capstrand. Getting in deep. Little up and under. Goes right hand. Scores it.
He doesn't usually go to that right hand, and something he'll get better at, but good job of Jusei going up and under.
Couldn't agree more. Hoyting. Darius has to stay with him. Capstrand on top. Comes right side to Barra. Barra trying to get by Combs. Kick out for three. Left short. Rebound Carter Combs off the miss by Quast. Crossed the way to Darius Bolden. Stops at the arc. And then throws it away trying to hit Carter across the court.
Yeah, unforced air turnover number 3 for the Pointers.
Seth Myron will come back, and we've got another timeout coming up here.
Check that, Scotty. That's 2 against the Pointers.
Yep. 11:46 to go. 21-8. Stevens Point has the lead as of right now. Well, we love the start. Now, how long can you keep this going?
Well, that's always the goal in the game of basketball, is to play well for full 40 minutes. That's not easily done. I mean, games have ebbs and flows, right? And you have periods where you struggle. But the better you are at playing a full 40, of course, the better you have as an outcome to win the game. And young teams struggle with that. I don't know that we've even gotten close to playing a full 40.
Yeah, I don't know too many teams really do ever play full 40s, but not that they don't. I just, it's not a common thing to occur. But I'm going to say, if you shoot 80% from the field, you're going to win most of your games.
And what you can do for full 40 is play hard.
Yep.
Like, the ball doesn't always go in. The other team practices really hard, too, and they make plays against you. And, that's why you hope to get on runs in the game of basketball. You get some defensive stop score on the other end, and that's how you can separate the score. So, but what you can always try to do is just play hard while you're on the floor.
All right, Whitewater with the basketball. Brock Marino is into the game, a sophomore out of Lake Villa, Illinois. He's 6'7", so somebody to contest with inside. Out on the perimeter, it'll go to Marino. Drives it down the right of the lane. He's got Myron on him. Kicks it out on the left side to Warren. Warren to the top of the circle. Across the way to Barra. Barra against Combs. Slides over the top of the circle. Beautiful pass back. Oh, rolls off the rim. Tipped around. Who's going to get it? Logan Baumgartner.
Boy, what a nice play by the Warhawks. It was a high ball screen and then dived to the basket. He just missed it.
Combs into the front court. Gives it Darius right side. Bounces down on the baseline to Myron. Tried to spin by his guy. Got inside. Went left hand. Missed everything. Here they come quickly. Barra into the front court. Got by Carter into the right corner. It'll go. Lifting the three. No. Rebound tipped that time into the hands of Darius Bolden. 21-8 Stevens Point. Darius down to the left corner. Wanted to go baseline. Got cut off. Over to Carter. Out on top. Logan for three. Got it!
Well, 4 or 5 from behind the three-point line. What's the old saying, Scotty? Good shooting cures all ills.
Yeah, that's a fact. 24-8, Stevens Point. Lob goes out to Marino out on top. Handoff in that area to Madsen. Left side, Warren can't hit it. Carter Combs trying for the rebound. Poked away. It'll be Pointer basketball. Auto Select, quality, dependable auto repair and service performed by qualified technicians you can trust.
Scotty, Carter Combs, the freshman point guard, always isn't around a rebound. He's not a big kid, but he's got a nose for the ball. Works real hard while it's in the air.
Yep. Yeah, I think he has a knack. He might be a good pool player. He knows angles.
Yeah.
Here's the ball. It's going to come off over here, and lo and behold, there's Carter. Into the left corner, it'll go to Carter Combs. Out on top, Logan. Over to Tyshawn on the right wing. Gives it up on top to Butler. Kick out, right corner, Baumgartner off the rim, and then drops in.
Well, is it going to be one of those nights for the Pointers? That ball did not want to go in and somehow did.
27-8, Stevens Point. Marino on top against Logan. Gives it up to a cutting Barra. Barra wanting to go back inside over to Hoytink on the right wing. Sends it out, Madsen. Marino left quickly. Hoiting for three off the rim. Rebound Seth Myron.
Boy, we had a switch. We had our small guard on their center, and they never were able to exploit it.
Tyshawn over to the right side. Combs off the Logan, who fumbled it, but picked up there by Butler. On the wing, out on top, Tyshawn sends it across the way to Myron. Tyshawn gets it back. Butler with it left side. Myron open three. Got it again!
Wow.
Is Casper on our squad all of a sudden?
Yeah, maybe so. We got lit up just like that at Eau Claire, and now we're giving it a little bit to Whitewater.
Whitewater calling a 30-second timeout. Let's take that break. We're coming right back. 9:06 to go. Pointers lead 30-8. We'll be right back. Pointer basketball, WPC. 9:06 to go in the opening half. Oh, boy, if we could only watch this the rest of the night.
But now here's the deal, though. You've had a great opening, and you're up 22. There's 9:06 to go.
Yeah.
You need to finish this first half of the first half. You need to finish it off.
Keep your foot on the pedal right now.
Well, that's a fact.
Barker will bring it up. You don't think they're going to come back at you? They will. Barra on the right side bounces it down on the baseline. Quast tried to go inside off the hand of Capstrand and out of bounds. Back to the Pointers.
Yep.
Skyward Incorporated, connecting parents and education. Bumgartner in for Combs.
Capstrand coming from the backside on the baseline, and they just missed the pass. Barker was there as well. I'm not sure they wanted two guys on that same spot.
Kind of like putting two wide receivers in the same spot and throwing the football. You have extra defenders,
in
right?
between them.
Yep. Myron on the right wing for Stevens Point, leading 30-8. Cal Crone across the way. Butler open three. Got it! Goodness gracious.
You know, he didn't catch that initially very well. Actually, was going to catch and shoot, fumbled it, had to take a dribble to his right, and then got his feet under him.
33-8. Stevens Point. We're going to get a foul. Trying to get over the screen was Josiah Butler.
Yeah, working against Barker. Yep. Jameer is a senior now. What a fine player he has been for Whitewater.
Oh, that's for sure. One of the best in our conference. Inbound, it'll go to Luke Barra. Sends it left to Capstrand. Kept it in his hands. Backing his way in against Cal. Jumps it over. Barker gets down to the baseline. Steps through. Gets the layup. Missed it. Tipped around. Coming out of there with it. Whitewater. Madsen on top. Tosses it left from the corner. And the three is good for Quast.
Well, you talked about their ability to get rebounds offensively. That's a second chance three.
Butler front court. 33-11. Stevens Point. Logan on the left side. Gives it to Cal at the top of the circle. Tyshawn wants another three. He buries it.
Well, and the answer.
36-11. Quickly up the right side, Barra. Back off to Jameer Barker. His shot won't go. Tipped around loose. Logan into the hands of Cal, and a rebounding foul from behind on Quast.
Yep. Junior out of Hinsdale, Illinois.
I will say this about that foul. If I'm Whitewater's coaches, I'm happy because he's in there battling right now. And that was going to be a one and done.
Yeah, and you're down 25, so you need second chance opportunities right now. You really need those offensive boards. Over the years, Scotty, you and I have been sitting here for a long, long time. We have seen Whitewater kill us on offensive boards before.
Yeah, and we'll keep our fingers crossed they don't do that yet here tonight. 36-11 is our score at the moment. You love what is going on with the guys. If they can keep this rolling, I, being the fan in me, you worry about, do you pull up, do you let up? And once you let up and give a team that, momentum coming back, all of a sudden you're in a ball game. So keep the foot on the pedal.
This thing is far from over, and given the trials and tribulations we've had from other teams, we should be in no mood to wait for anybody.
I agree. Yeah.
So, first half now for the Whitewater Warhawks. They're 4 of 17, 23%, 3 of 10 from behind the three-point line. Compare to that, the Stevens Point, 13 of 16 from the floor, 8 of 9 from behind the three-point line. Easily the best shooting half of basketball we have seen out of the Pointers this year.
I would agree with that. Hilltop Pub and Grill for lunch or dinner. The Hilltop is there for you, whether it's dine-in or carry-out. Open daily at 11. Tyshawn on the right wing, off to Cal, off his hand, but he tracked it back down, top of the circle. Butler against Barker, right side. Butler down to the baseline, and he just lost the handle.
Working against Barker.
Out of bounds.
Barker is so strong.
Yep.
You know, you might want to try to force your way in or by him. I don't think you're going to beat him when it comes to strength.
So Barker will bring it back up. Of course, you're talking a senior body against some sophomores right now out there. Capstrand, top of the circle. Holds it there with Cal on the defense. Into the hands of Barker. Pointers show double team. They get it right. Barra fakes the three, steps left, takes the three, buries it.
Yeah, good ball fake. They get Tyshawn to fly by him. Tough shot.
Yep. Ty will learn. Stay on your feet right there. You've got a 4-inch advantage. I don't think he gets a shot off, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. Logan Bumgartner across the way to Seth Myron. Got by his man down to the baseline. Then got cut off. Works his way into the paint. Oh, a little head and shoulders. That's pretty close to an offensive foul. They've got the foul going the other way, though, on Jake Quast.
That's exactly right, Scotty. Early on in that sequence, there was that head and shoulder kind of into the chest. Could have gone either way.
I agree. Bumgartner out. Abdul Wahid in for Stevens Point.
That's one of those cases, too. I'd like to see some of these young guys develop a little step-back jumper from 8 or 9 feet, or a little runner even.
Butler to inbound, not a shooting foul, obviously. They get it into Malik, goes up and scores it off the glass.
Yep, nice play. Good inbounds. Good look by Cal.
38-14, Stevens Point. Barker right side to Capstrand. Man-to-man defense as per usual. Barker down the lane, gets deep, blocked away by Cal and out of bounds. It'll go back to the Warhawks. Cal covering up nicely defensively inside.
Barker's looking at the official without comment. But one of those looks, I think I might have got fouled, and I don't know that I disagree with him.
6:18 to go in the half. Barker throws it in out top to Capstrand, right back to Jameer. Butler there defensively. Barker backs him into the lane, powers his way by, goes up left hand, shot won't go. Cal Crone rebound, strong rebound, then fouled by Jameer Barker.
That might be a little frustration on Jameer's part. He was able to get in close, missed the shot.
Yep.
That'll be his second foul.
Final score, Sports Bar and Grill scoreboard showing the Pointers up 38-14. You can score amazing food and drinks at Stevens Point's perennial Sports Bar and Grill. The final score, second to Maria Stevens Point. Pointers will bring it up the floor here with that 24-point lead. Butler right side to Myron. Cal Crone near the right elbow. Puts it on the deck, gets in deep and scores it.
Well, he just beat him off a quick first step. Exploded by him.
40-14, Stevens Point.
Cal likes to go left, but that time he went to his right. I think they caught him by surprise.
Capstrand to Barra, right side, Malik there. Barra trying to get by him. Malik a little bit bigger. Tosses it over on the left side. Madsen back to Capstrand. Drives left of the lane. Kicks it out to the corner. Madsen working his way toward the lane. Stop. Goes up. Shot missed. Butler with another rebound.
That was really good on-ball defense by a number of guys in that sequence.
Seth Myron to the top of the circle. Tyshawn looking. Lobs it off to Cal Crone. Cal with the dribble. Hands it back to Josiah. Near the top of the circle. Ball stuck right now. Tyshawn gets baseline. He will throw it down.
Well, Scotty, is a star being born tonight?
Well, now we're seeing that athleticism that the coaches loved when they brought that young man onto our roster. Right side, kicking violation off the bounce pass from Verges.
You know, when we recruited Tyshawn, I went and watched a lot of high school film on him, and I saw those kinds of plays repeatedly. We didn't see that early, but, you know, you have to adjust to the college game, and now we're starting to see it. Boy, is he having a night.
Carter Combs, Darius Bolden, both in for Stevens Point, leading 42-14. Wow, what a first half.
Yeah, he's got 8 points. God, that might be a season and career high for Tyshawn.
Yeah, I'll check on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. Inbound to Barra. He's going to keep it in his hands, trying to get by Malik, and then makes a little ill-advised pass to the wing just as Isaac Verges took off, and the ball went right into our bench.
When you're trying to get back into a game, those kinds of turnovers just really hurt.
Carter Combs down to the left corner. Stevens Point with a large lead at the moment. Down the lane, layup good for Butler, and you lead it by 30.
Well, a tough night for Whitewater, to say the least.
44-14 and still 4:10 to go in the half.
Yep.
With it out top, Chestnut. Loose ball on the floor, picked up by Myron. Tried to give it to Malik. Just missed her. That would have been a breakaway dunk.
What are they going to get?
I think they reset the shot clock when they shouldn't have, is my guess.
Well, no.
Oh, I think they went 20 instead of a fresh 30.
So they'll probably have to take a few seconds off the 30, maybe take that down to like 20. There it is, 28.
Yeah, 28.
Yep, I buy that.
3:59 to go in the half, and I believe this is a media timeout. Let's take a 30-second break. We're coming right back. UW Stevens Point men's basketball, WPC.
Hey there, parents. Scott Glenn.
Three minutes, 59 seconds to go in half number one. Your final score, Sports Bar and Grill scoreboard showing Stevens Point 44, Whitewater 14.
Scotty, if you saw this coming tonight, raise your hand. Basketball's such a funny game.
It is.
When the momentum starts to get away from you, it can happen in a hurry, and it can be tough to turn it around, especially on the road.
Verges inbounds Barra. Really solid D into the lane. Madsen fumbled it, almost lost it. Barra, Malik went down. He's hobbling. Barra, open shot, can't hit it. Butler with a rebound. And we'll get an official's timeout. Oh, boy, I hope it's not too bad.
Yeah, it looks like he turned the ankle, but he went right back to the bench behind it, to the trainers.
Yeah, I just hope that he's going to be okay. Hope it's a little tweak, if you will.
If you've played any amount of basketball, you know that feeling when you come down on the side of your ankle.
Yeah.
It hurts.
No, that did too. 44-14, Cal comes in for Malik.
And he probably has both those ankles taped. I assume they're just going to retape them, and he should be back, but we'll see.
Well, in a game like this, who knows? Maybe you let him rest if you're worried about it. Then again, not to belabor the point, but sometimes you're better off keeping going on that ankle before you sit and swell it all up. Darius Bolden into the lane, got rid of it off to Butler. Josiah backing down to the baseline. Fadeaway jumper off the rim, no. Rebound picked up there by Richie Warren.
I like that shot, though, Scotty.
Poitink pass, stolen away. Great hands off the announcers on the table, and we're ready to go.
10 years ago, you would have shot that.
Yeah, I would have never stopped. That would have been in the bottom of the net. Ha. Poitink on the right side leaves it off there. They finally bring a big guy in there. Marino is back. Down underneath. Then Warren got deep and scored it.
Yeah, beat Byron off the dribble.
So 44-16. Finished the last 3 minutes here strong.
Yeah, you don't want them to have
sleep,
any,
so to speak.
Yeah, and you don't want them having any momentum going into the locker room.
Myron right side into the corner. It'll go to Butler. Butler back out to Seth. 10 on the shot clock. Cal Crone dribbles into the lane, spins by his man, and rolls it off the rim. Oh, beautiful move, didn't finish it. On ahead it'll come. Down to the baseline, Chestnut. Got trapped, got rid of it to Warren. Out on top to Marino. Hoytink down to the baseline. Stops and lobs it out. Marino over the top of the circle. Didn't get it to Verges there. Got it back to Hoytink off the wing. Down low. Kick out. And he does not take the shot. Long cross court. Verges open. 3 buried.
Yeah, they skipped that across the court. And we weren't able to get out to that shooter.
Well,
we got sucked in a little too far there.
5 in a row now for the Warhawks. Front court, and Point wants to take a 30-second timeout with a minute 57 seconds to go here in the opening half. Yeah, we talked about it. You don't want to let them, get a 5-7 point run going into the locker room. I think this is a great timeout by Coach. Let's go back and see if we can't get a bucket right here and kind of say, no, this isn't going to happen.
Yeah, and he's saying, hey, fellas, we need to finish. You need to finish this half. Of course, we missed the bunny, right? We missed the layup. They'd come down, kick it from one side to the other and hit the 3. That's a 5-point swing.
That is a fact.
Just as we saw how quickly things can swing to your favor, they can just easily swing to Whitewater's favor.
Yep. Agreed on that one. Well, one game in the books already. UW-Milwaukee women beat UI Indianapolis. Actually, it's IU, Scott. Indiana University, Indianapolis. 66-62. We'll get scores from our league coming up at half. Pointers are up 44-19.
Well, it was a 30-point
lead.
That's our biggest, and now it's 25. They would love to get this under 20.
Yeah, then you start to think about it a little bit. Darius Bolden out on the right side. Gives it to the corner, Logan Bumgartner. Trying to back his way down, got in deep, and what's the call?
I think that'll be a foul, and Logan will go to the line for a bonus. Well, now, to keep your momentum alive, it seems benign enough. You're just going to go for a bonus, but you need to make it.
Yep.
Because you missed the front end, and they could come down and hit a 3, and away you go. Now you're on an 8-point run. I know. I know that seems, wow, you're leading by 25, but it just shows how things can change. So you gotta keep executing.
Yep. Logan, an 84% free thrower on the year. Front end of a 1-and-1, and it rolls off the rim, wouldn't you know?
Yeah, you had to say that.
Yeah, I did. 44-19. Hoytink front court against Darius, gives it up out on top to Warren. Into the hands of Brezowitz, who is in there for the first time right now, Joey. Pass tipped by Logan, picked up by Darius, lead feed Malik, down the right side to the lane. That had to be a foul. And they're going to say the Pointers threw it away. No, I guess not.
But he just grabbed
Malik.
Malik.
Got hammered.
As he was going to go, and he was thinking about dunking it, he simply got grabbed.
Well, the one thing, good to see Malik right back out there.
Yeah.
Hoytink on the wing, 44-19 Stevens Point. Warren at the top of the circle. Gives it up to Berezowitz off the Warren screen. Back over to Hoytink. Shot clock 10. Verges drops it in. Warren, he's got Carter Combs on him. Big size mismatch there. Poked away by Butler. Picked up by Darius. What a play by Josiah. Up it'll come to Carter. Up the left wing. Carter stops, gives it back off to Darius. Into the lane. Spin move. Got in deep. Off it'll go to Logan, who went to the basket, and he got knocked to the floor. No call. Here comes Whitewater. Verges into the lane. Down the right side. Tried to go to the corner. Kicked out of bounds.
I'm going to say Warren got the block against Logan. He's a long player. He's 6'6". Another kid out of Racine.
35 seconds to go in the half. 23 on the Whitewater shot clock.
Yep, nobody's scored for the last minute and a half.
You were up 44-14. Don't forget. And Hoiting finally releases out to Capstrand.
This should be Whitewater's last possession.
Trying to get by Bolden, gives it up to Capstrand now. Berezowitz and a holding foul on Carter Combs.
Yep, got the
his
block.
first.
Team foul number 4.
So that resets the shot clock to 20.
Yeah, so we won't have much time left now when we get the ball back.
Nope. Berezowitz. Whitewater might go for a final shot here, even though they're down by 25 points. Starts left. Works it against Carter, trying to get by him. Carter reaches in, steals it away. And then Berezowitz came back and got it, but they're going to say he traveled as he stole it back from Carter Combs.
I think they're going to get a foul, Scotty.
They are.
I think Carter got fouled after the steal. That whistle came late, but it was the right call.
I mean, it was Carter Combs at the line for a 1-and-1.
Yeah. So
44-19, down to 5.4 seconds to go in the half.
You'd like to get a couple here.
For sure. Let's see what Carter can do. Looking for his first point of the game here tonight.
He's got to make both go here anyway.
First one is good for Carter Combs.
I like it, Coach.
He's a solid player. Of course, he's a coach's son. His dad is our assistant, and we know how good coaches' kids can be, don't we?
Carter's second free throw, nothing but net. Well, Seth Myron in
5 seconds.
For you, Joe. You're up.
Josiah comes to the bench.
5 seconds to go here. They got plenty of time to push this.
All right, Whitewater to inbound. They get it on the floor.
You could
Here
foul.
comes Hoytink. Hoytink across the timeline.
Foul.
Oh.
But you know what?
Yeah,
not the worst thing.
No, it's not.
That's not the worst thing. Because you're not going to let them get that three-point shot up. Now there's .3. This is the smallest amount of time that can be on the clock for you to get a shot.
And here comes Nate. Nathan Holzell will come in.
Put 6-11 on the ball.
Yep.
Because obviously they're going to want to throw this to the rim and maybe tip.
Nathan will defend off the inbounder. They bounce it in. Berezowitz, 3 at the horn. Not going to go. We head to the locker room. All right. What a first half for the Pointers here tonight. UW Stevens Point 46. UW-Whitewater 19. We're coming back here in 90 seconds. University of Wisconsin Stevens Point men's basketball, WPCN. Here at the half. UW Stevens Point does have the advantage in this one. Well, came out hot and never really cooled off. You just kind of love this. You know, I don't know. We're going to stick our neck out here, John, and say one of our good friends took off for Florida here.
Yeah.
And normally would be at a Pointer game, and finally we got Mike Roberts out of the building, and we started to hit some shots.
And we're going to hit 50 degrees tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
Nice
Michael,
move, Mike.
Next year, why don't you go a little sooner? But and there's a rumor that a local golf course may open tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know.
We played last year on Christmas, which is unheard of in central Wisconsin.
Yep.
And if that golf course opens up, but I'm thinking the ground is still frozen. We might actually hit the ball 300 tomorrow. We should go play.
Yeah. The only way I can get it to 300 is if, indeed, I get it to roll down the parking lot or something.
The ice-frozen fairway.
Yeah.
You could almost tee off with a putter tomorrow. I don't think you want to hit the ball fat if it is still frozen like I suspect it is. That could hurt. So, anyhow, yes, what a dominating first half by UW Stevens Point. Led it by as much as 30. They fell behind 3-0. Whitewater hit the first 3 of the game, and then we just caught fire from behind the 3-point line. Actually ended up with those 8 of 9 threes, and just steadily built this lead. Good defense on our defensive end. I mean, it was just a really good half of basketball. This is one of those tapes you don't burn. You keep it to show kids over the summer. This is how we can play. And of course, Whitewater would tell you that they kind of struggled a little bit. I think a lot of that we had something to do, although when they were in the process of getting down, Scotty, they turned it over 8 times. Now that may not seem like a lot, but when you're trailing and you need possessions and you need scores, and those 8 turnovers turned into 11 pointers or points for the Pointers. So you look at the 27-point lead, and you take those 11 away, and you've got a manageable cushion. But what a good half by UW Stevens Point.
Oh, no doubt about that. And nice to see. And nice for these guys to, get a little taste of some success. It's been a little bit of a struggle over the last, maybe even 2 weeks. But this can right a few wrongs, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. And what a good series this has been over the years, Scotty, Whitewater and Point. We've had some really spirited, tough contests. But, these two programs have always been pretty good friends, so to speak. Coach Miller and Coach Bennett were close. And I think there's been a lot of respect between these two programs based on how good they have been over the years. You and I go back to the Kenny Anderson days in Eau Claire when they just dominated everything. And then Dick, of course, showed up here at Point. We had Dave Vandermeulen at Whitewater. One of the teams, though, and when, I started following the WIAC back in my college days, that would have been 72. One of the programs that has always been there over all these years has been Whitewater. Claire went through a series, after Kenny retired, that they struggled a little bit. Point went down a little bit, although since Dick came, we've been blessed with a lot of pretty good basketball. But Whitewater has always been a really good program. So that makes this all the more, pleasing to me to be able to have this kind of lead against a program that I have a lot of respect for.
I would agree on that. I'm not sure that Coach Dick Bennett and Dave Vandermeulen were real close.
Well, I didn't say that.
I'm not saying they were enemies, but I know they used to get on each other pretty good on the sidelines.
And, of course, I'm not going to say anything about the 2 Division III national championships at Whitewater that occurred while Eau Claire and Point were in the NAIA.
Everybody but Whitewater was in the NAIA.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, they were smart. They got out of it in a hurry. And in those days, NAIA was just so tough.
Oh, my.
And only one team from District 14 got to go. You could have the 3 best teams in the country, and sometimes we maybe did. And only one of you got to go.
That's a fact.
So, of course, Whitewater jumped D3, and I think the rest of the conference said, hey, what do they know that we don't know? And now, of course, we've been in D3 for a long, long time.
Well, as I recall the story, as long as we're on it, NAIA became monetarily restrictive for schools in our league, and the NCAA became a less expensive option. Most of the basketball coaches wanted to stay, I believe, wanted to stay NAIA, but you couldn't afford the dual affiliation, and I believe you had to declare before the start of a season whether you're going to go one or the other. Either way, it wasn't by choice to find easier grounds, so to speak. I think it was a monetary decision for the conference back then, and everybody jumped over to the NCAA, and that's what took place.
Well, and how should I say this? This is just my opinion. Was D3 has always been academics first.
Yeah.
It's always been a student athlete, truly has. NAIA, maybe not so much.
Well, and you have to remember, when Point and Eau Claire were going to the NAIA, most of those were most of those were scholarship schools. The WIAC did not allow scholarships. So you were playing against guys down at Fort Hays State that were getting free rides to go to college.
Yep, they were. And Fort Hays, great program. I mean, that's an example of a really well-run NAIA program. There were others scattered around the country that maybe were a little bit on the rogue side of things, but I know this. I'm just speaking for me, and you too probably. Never did we have more fun than in Kansas City.
That was, if you were one of the fortunate, and then we'll get off the subject and get back on our game, but if you were one of the fortunate that went to the old tournament in Kansas City, whether it's when the Pointers were there or not, that was the greatest basketball tournament ever, because you brought in 32 teams and they battled it out over a course of 5 days, and somebody came out as a national champion.
All in the same place, which was the Kemper Arena, which for small town people get to play in the Kemper was a joy. And the great thing about that is you didn't have to worry about anybody fouling out in the first two games, because they didn't call any fouls. It was more important to keep the tournament on schedule than to worry about getting all the calls right. And as we used to laugh, you better be ready to get hit and banged in those first couple games. But it's always fun to reminisce.
For sure. We're going to take a 1-minute break. Come back. We'll get all the stats from John and get ready for half number 2. Here at the break, UW Stevens Point 46, Whitewater 19. This is UW Stevens Point men's basketball, WPCN. All right, halftime, UW Stevens Point with a 46-19 lead over Whitewater. And the Dean has all the stats.
My pleasure, Mr. Krieger. For the visitors tonight, Whitewater, 7 of 24 in the first half, 29%, 5 of 13 from behind the arc. That's 38%, and they did not shoot a free throw. They had 10 rebounds, 4 of those on their offensive end, 5 assists to go with 8 turnovers, no steals and a blocked shot. For our Pointers, a red-hot 17 of 23, 73.9%. 8 of 9, as we mentioned, behind the three-point line, 88%. 4 of 5 from the foul line. Pointers with 4 more rebounds, 14. Only 1 on our offensive end, but it's hard to get an offensive rebound when you're not missing, right? This is the best line we've had here, Scotty, I think, this year. 13 assists to go with 4 turnovers. When you can get 13 assists leading to those 17 baskets, that shows your offense is running and working. And we had 4 steals and 2 block shots. Points off turnovers, as we mentioned, 11-3 Stevens Point. And points down in the paint, 16-4 Stevens Point. So everything, as you might expect with a 27-point lead, statistically has been in the favor of the Pointers.
For Whitewater scoring right now, Carter Capstrand has 5, 3 apiece for Luke Barra, Isaac Verges, and J.T. Hoiting. 3 for Jake Quast, and then 2 for Richie Warren. For Stevens Point, 12 for Josiah Butler, 10 for Seth Myron, a career high 8 for Tyshawn Teague Johnson. You have 6 apiece for Cal Crone and Logan Bumgartner, 2 apiece for Malik Abdul-Wahid and Carter Combs. Scores from around the league. First of all, on the men's side, I guess it's blowout Wednesday. Right now, these are halftime scores. Platteville 46, Oshkosh 31, La Crosse 45, Stout 22, and Eau Claire 37, River Falls 23. On the women's side at the break, Whitewater 34, Stevens Point 21. Oshkosh 43, Platteville 20, La Crosse 32, Stout 30, and Eau Claire leading River Falls 25-23. 2 women's finals already. Marquette 67, Xavier 38, Milwaukee 66, IU Indianapolis 62. The Pointers have the 46-19 lead here at the break. We'll take a 1-minute break, coming back for the second half. University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point basketball, WPCN.
We just love coming to visit.
Get this second half going, John. You got to hang on.
Just more of the same. Just wipe that first half away and come out here with an attitude that it's 0-0 and try to win the second half as well.
And the Pointers will get the ball to start it off. Cal Crone into the front court. At the top of the circle, hands it off to Malik. Over to Tyshawn on the left wing. Wanted to go into the lane with the pass, not available. Tyshawn, now it'll go to Cal Crone. Man-to-man defense, Butler, shot clock 9, right wing, Myron. Cal trying to post, got pushed out a little bit. Myron fakes the jumper, then launches the jumper short. A foul. Tyshawn Teague Johnson with a rebound and a foul underneath.
Wow, Tyshawn, another good play by the freshman, came from the backside. Knew Seth was going to have a hard time scoring there, as well defended, and he just got to the ball first. By the way,
call that a shooting foul?
Yeah, no, I think he had got it. Okay. Was going up, I do.
All right, I'm gonna go with you. I'm happy about it. But
Badgers down 6, Scotty, with 28 seconds to go.
So they're done. Tyshawn missed the first.
Well, he hasn't been to the line all that much, where he's been 3 of 7 coming into tonight.
And he makes 1 out of the 2. He has 9 points in the game, and you go up 47-19. Barker into the front court. He did not score in half number one, amazingly. Going against Tyshawn Teague. Johnson throws it out, and that's going to be an over and back. Trying to track it down was Barra.
The ball never got back, but the right foot did.
Yep.
And so that's over and back.
And J.T. Hoytink will come in quickly here for Barra. He went right through his hands, but at the same time,
those unforced turnovers just kind of kill you.
Malik Abdul-Wahid puts it on the deck. Guarded there by Quast. Hands it off to Cal on the wing. Off it'll go to Josiah. Josiah so strong with the ball. Gets into the lane. Goes left hand underlaid. Rebound Madsen. Here come the Warhawks. Well, he went in strong. Just didn't get it up over the rim. Capstrand out on top. Gives it to Barker. Guarded by Josiah. Into the lane. Spin move goes up. He'll score it with a foul.
Boy, we brought the double team. I don't know that Barker knew it was coming behind him, but there's that strength and athleticism. He was able to stay in the air, take the hit, get the foul.
Foul called on Seth Myron, his first in the game. Barker will try for a three-point play, 47-21.
He's a kid that can put a team on his back, Scotty.
And misses the free throw. 47-21 pointers. Leak into the front court. Cal Crone on the wing. Works to the paint. Gives it out to Myron. Right back to Cal at the top of the circle. Off to Myron again. Seth looking. Cal at the free throw line. Turns. Looked at the hoop. Tosses out to Myron. Fakes the shot. Pulls up from 12 and buries.
That's the shot I like, Scotty, on the way in. Stop and pop. I thought Cal had a free throw.
Yeah.
And he often does. And he's a good shooter. That's a shot he could take.
Yeah, I think he maybe will as time goes on. Barker's three offline and was an air ball. Went straight out of bounds.
Maybe trying to do too much.
You know, we've got Tyshawn in the starting lineup now.
Yep.
And the one thing we've kind of talked about it once in a while, we have guys that play really hard, but not necessarily really, really athletic kind of people. Tyshawn is.
Yeah, he sure is.
Malik off to Cal underneath the Tyshawn, and he fumbled it and went straight out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's the old, I'm looking up to see where I'm going to go, and took my vision off the ball.
Tyshawn with those pink tennis shoes. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. 49-21. Barker off the screen by Capstrand. Picked up the dribble quickly. Madsen into the left corner. It'll go. Capstrand trying to post. They get it to him against Josiah. Kick out wide open three. Buried Hoytink.
Good play by Capstrand because we did an early double on him and he read it right away.
Yep. So it's 49-24. 25-point ball game. Cal Crone to the arc with the dribble. To the free throw line. Stops. Holds. Underneath, it'll go to Myron. Myron against Madsen. Spins, goes up, left hand, scores.
He just left Madsen.
Madsen kind of stumbled and said, sorry about that, I'll score.
And he chose the right time to spin to his left shoulder.
51-24, Barker off the high screen with the dribble. It'll go to Madsen out on the wing. 15 on the shot clock. Tyshawn almost stole it. Capstrand over to Hoytink. A lot of dribbling. Hoytink guarded there by Malik down to the baseline.
Oh, they're going to get the reach.
A late foul.
On Josiah Butler, maybe?
Let's see. Yeah.
You know, and there's a case where Josiah's trying to help. He's trying to push his way to the right baseline, but he probably didn't need to be there. Probably didn't need the help.
I agree with that.
Malik
didn't need the reach in.
No, Malik had the size, and it would have been a tough shot over Malik.
2 fouls on Josiah Butler.
Yep, not going to let him stay out there and get an early third.
Darius Bolden into the ball game. Inbound out on the perimeter. Marino to Barker. Barker attacks into the lane, down the lane, left hand, and they're going to call him for travel.
Yes, they are. Tough night. So
right now, tough night for Jameer, huh?
Yeah, it has been.
51-24, Stevens Point. And the Pointers will bring it up.
Yep, little token full court pressure, not much there.
Tyshawn off to Cal, and Cal will bring it across the timeline.
The point center.
Yep. Myron to Darius Bolden between the circles, over to Malik on the wing. Quast got right up into Malik's grill. He'll go by him down the lane. Got fouled. He'll go to the line.
You know, Malik gave him a series. We're talking about Quast, a series of ball fakes, and finally he got Quast to put his most of his weight on that left foot, and he just took off around him.
Malik will get 2 free ones coming up here. He has 2 points in the game tonight. First free throw is perfect. Malik comes into the game averaging 11.8 points per ball game. Carter Combs getting set to step on the floor for the Pointers. Malik second. Perfect again.
Pointers have a lot of balance in their scoring. It's, you know, I will say this. We've got, 5 guys all scoring just about double figures. So that makes you a little tougher to guard.
53-24, Barker front court, Whitewater. White out on top, man-to-man defense, absolutely not 100% of the time anymore, but more often than not. Quast into the corner. Madsen drives it inside, kicks to the wing. Barker thought about 3, tried to get by Malik, tossed it on top, down the lane, Marino with a jump stop on the baseline, Hoytink, and poked away and out of bounds.
Just 2 seconds left on that shot clock. Yep. On occasionally, we've seen a little bit of 1-3-1 out of our Pointers, but pretty much 99% man-to-man, right?
Yep. All right, media timeout. 15:52 to go in the ball game. Stevens Point 53, Whitewater 24. We're back in 1 minute. Pointers basketball on WPCN.
Attention, parents.
Stevens Point up 50-24. Isaac Verges in for Whitewater. He'll be the inbounder. 2 seconds left on the shot clock as they try to inbound under their own basket. Verges still holding it. And did they get a 5-second?
Oh, boy, they did.
Of all things, huh?
Well, they were trying to do some cuts in the lane. There was only 2, and we covered them all up.
You know, I've always thought if you're in that situation, especially at the end of the game, you can't take that violation. Just throw it out there. Somebody might get it. Carter Combs out to Seth. Open 3. Not going to go. Rebound down low, Verges.
Or, Scotty, tried to throw it off the guy that's in front of you.
Good call.
And then you'd get 20 seconds back.
Hoytink got by Darius with just a simple crossover dribble. And now a foul inside.
Just that Matador defense.
Wasn't set to play defense, and Hoytink went by him like he was standing still. Foul on Darius, his second. Marino, back it'll go across the way off of the hand of Madsen and out of bounds, but apparently touched by Seth Myron.
I don't know that was the intended receiver, Scotty. I'm almost thinking it was Verges who actually vacated the spot, and the ball came to where he was.
McEwen is into the game right now for Whitewater, along with Richie Warren. Whitewater down on the baseline. Backing in against Cal. Marino jump hook, left it short, tipped up once, no rebound to Myron.
You can tell he's a football player there, can't you? He got that rebound and held it like a running back.
Malik on the right side, up on top, Carter Combs. Left side, Myron gets a step on Warren. Spins inside, got deep, got knocked off a little bit. Wants to go up, kept his foot down, out to Malik on the perimeter. Malik working on the baseline, slides in, goes reverse, he scores.
Well, good work on the baseline. Whitewater yelling for a 3-second on Myron, and you know what? They might have had something there.
55-24. Biggest lead of the game, I do believe. Up on top with it. into the lane. Ball tipped away. Jumper. It's good. Richie Warren, I believe, was the guy that scored that one. Blocked out by Coach. Carter Combs to the right baseline. Quickly out on top. Darius will hold it there. Got it underneath
beautiful.
to Myron, who worked free and scores easy.
Yeah, and those are coming too easy. That was just a simple back cut, and nobody defended it.
57-26. Good night for the Pointers.
So far.
Not so for our women, at least not in the first half. Marino down to the baseline, backing in against Cal. Lowers the shoulder, got in deep, and scored it.
Yep. Nice play. The help came late. Seth Byron
same
got
size
there.
as Cal, only heavier.
Yep.
Malik will bring it up. 57-28, Stevens Point.
Tell you what, Scotty, those guys are hard to come by in Division III.
Oh, for sure. Cal Crone on the right baseline, faked it, goes inside, wanted to go reverse, lost it, got it back, and then tipped away and out of bounds.
Yep, with 13 on the shot clock. Yeah, if you're 6'8"ish, 6'9", any of those heights, and you've got good feet, you can run. The D2s are all over you.
Yeah, generally speaking. Although we're starting to see more and more of them available.
Well, yes.
There's just more and more of those kind of guys. Inbound, Logan Bumgartner, left corner out to Carter Combs. 13:33 in the game. Out to Josiah, 6 on the shot clock. Gets it to Malik, got to get a shot off. He'll pull up, a step back 3 off the rim, and a rebound Marino.
Way above everybody.
Yep. Up front, McEwen. Into the front court, McEwen out of Bartlett, Illinois, a 6'1 freshman. They'll get it to Quast. Gives it to the sideline. Stevens Point up 57-28 at the moment. Into the lane, backing down McEwen. Bounce pass down deep. Hoytink goes up and scores.
That's nifty because he ran into a much taller player, and that was Malik, and he was able to use his body as a shield and get the little hook.
57-30, Stevens Point lead. Logan Bumgartner off to Malik on the right side. 12:44 to go.
Got hit in the high inadvertent.
Yep, Quast kind of reached in and poked him in the eye a little bit, I think.
I don't think. Well, they were going to call it the foul.
His fourth, I do believe.
Totally inadvertent. He was just kind of swiping at the ball and went into the eye.
So, Stevens Point with a fresh 20. Darius bounces it to Butler. Josiah against Hoytink, got him down on the block. Oh, and lost his footing. What are we going to get, a foul?
They're kind of talking to one another there. That was quite a physical battle. Are they going to get the foul on Hoytink?
Well, I think so.
Because, they could have. They had the double armbar from behind, and, that's down in the post pretty much an automatic. But that was close to a travel. Well, they had to call one or the other, right?
Yeah. Hoytink with the foul, his first. Fourth team foul now on the Warhawks.
And a new 20.
Yep. Darius Bolden, the inbounder. On the right baseline to Bumgartner. He's working against Madsen. Wants to get inside, spins, got in deep, goes up with the left hand and scores it with a foul.
Bumgartner is one of those players that seeks the contact, Scotty. He's got a strong body. Another football player, of course, but he likes to go find the contact and then score off of it.
Madsen's third, fifth team. Logan will try for the old-fashioned three-point play. He's got 8 points in the game right now. And he drops that one in.
As we said earlier today to start this game, Whitewater is not a big team.
No.
So some of that offense we're getting inside that we've struggled with against those 6'7", 6'8" teams, we're getting scores off of tonight.
Good point. Burgess left side to Madsen, kick out. Warren, Hoytink on the right. Ball rotating pretty well. Step back by McEwen, and he dropped it over Bumgartner.
Yeah, he got Bumgartner retreating, was able to step back.
60-32, Stevens Point.
There are so many really good shooters in basketball nowadays.
Yep. They work on it. Darius Bolden on the left gives it up to Logan. Over to the right side, Carter Combs. Off the Logan screen, fell down at the top of the circle, got it back, needs help, lobs it to the baseline. Darius down deep, off to a cutting Tyshawn, tries to take it up and gets knocked to the floor. He'll go to the line.
Well, in football, they'd call that a broken play. I guess it is in basketball, too, right? Ball on the floor and not pretty, but we're able to get to the foul line.
Media timeout, 11:36 to go in this ball game. Stevens Point 60, Whitewater 32. Back in a minute. University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point men's basketball, WPCN.
Better begin. To go in the ball game. Tyshawn T. Johnson is going to head to the free throw line.
Well, Whitewater operating much better here in the second half. 6 of 8 from the floor, 75%. The Pointers 5 of 9 themselves. Whitewater's going to make a run, Scotty. It's getting to be time.
Okay.
Not that I'm hoping for it,
first
mind you.
is in and out, no.
Yeah. You don't want to help them by missing throws.
No.
Catch up now. Let's be locked in
No.
here, Gold.
Just a freshman. This is the most he's played now.
Yep, by a lot.
Left the second one short and then didn't step in. He could have gotten his own rebound.
Yep, that's,
at any rate.
That's essentially a turnover when you miss the 2 of them.
Yeah, he's 1 for 4 from the line now.
Well, something to work
Warren
on.
out on top. Left side to Madsen. Pull up 3 by McEwen. Uh-oh, we've got a shooter out there.
Well, and you know, we chased him around a high screen, and that didn't work.
It'll go to Butler. Take note of that. He's got their last 5, and fresh off the bench, a freshman. Logan on the right wing to the lane, kicks it out. Butler. Josiah, as they come with a double team for a moment. He backs out of it over to Bolden. Darius to the corner. Tyshawn wants a trip. Oh, yes!
Missed the 2 free throws, hit a 3.
Too close from 15.
Coach is going to take a quick timeout here, Scotty. I'm not sure that he's happy with what he's seen defensively. Wants to remind the guys this game's not over.
10:51 to go. We'll stay right here. Stevens Point will be off. In fact, the entire conference is off this Saturday. There are no league games Saturday, but we'll be back at it next Wednesday, John.
We sure will. But how quickly these seasons go by year after year after year, don't they? You
Sure
get that,
seems like
you get that purple gold game, that inter-squad game in early November, and you always go on a trip someplace, and before you know it, you're into February.
Yeah. And the only saving grace is when basketball comes to an end, usually we're right around golf. Because otherwise, I don't know what I would do.
Then we're chasing that little white ball around.
Yeah. 63-35 it is right here. Pointers still shooting at a 70% clip and 75% from three-point range. So,
I looked at new putters today, by the way.
and?
Well, not sure.
Okay. Well,
But I looked at a Cameron and looking at an Odyssey. $500 doesn't go very far anymore.
that's a life savings, folks. Not our biggest crowd here, although they're listing it at 818 tonight.
Yeah, not terrible. What's going on in town besides that? Everybody's getting ready for a record temperature tomorrow. Maybe
Might be.
they're hunting for their shorts. They're at home going through their closets.
That might be the case. All right.
Well, let's see if we get a stop here.
Joey Berezowitz back in here for Whitewater now. He'll bring it into the front court. Had it bounce off his foot, but he tracked it back down. Warren goes left.
the eating guy, but Darius Chestnut in. Ball's tied up.
Stay right here with
T.
Whitewater.
Johnson. Now, boy, I'm liking the way this young guy's playing.
Well, you know what? He's athletic. You said it moments ago, and he's got the quick hands. The other thing you like about him is he's long. I mean, from the guard position, you know, well, who doesn't like a tall guard?
Yep. 63-35, alternate possession back to Whitewater. And it'll flip to the Pointers here. Warren at the top of the circle with the handoff stolen away by Tyshawn. Break to the other end, and coming back to poke it away is Chestnut.
Nice play.
I thought he was going to get an uncontested dunk and didn't realize. And credit Chestnut coming down to not give that one up.
He didn't give up and said, they're not dunking on me today.
63-35. Nice steal by Tyshawn.
It was.
Logan Baumgartner at the arc. Hands it to Darius. Darius to the top of the circle. Back to Logan. Wide open. 3 on the way, and it's not going to go. And
Hit the shot clock. Boy, there's a case with both defenders went with the ball, and Darius did a great job just kicking it back behind him. You don't get a better look than that. All of those went in the first half, and now here we are in the second half, 1 of 3.
Malik will come back in for Logan Baumgartner. 63-35 Pointers. Badgers lose, by the way, 76-68 to Maryland. That's a tough place to play.
It sure is, and a very good Maryland team.
Yeah. Kick out Chestnut, high left. Trying to get by Tyshawn, who covered him up at least momentarily. Back to Warren, down the lane against Malik. Got in deep, curled around him, goes reverse, missed it, foul.
Get a foul. Well, Malik was good for about 80% of that play. Unfortunately, the last 20% was out in front of the rim, and he let him get around him.
Josiah, the guy coming over with the help defense, picked up his 3rd personal.
How often is that the case? It's the helper that comes and gets the foul. But that's what you're there for. I mean, you've got to come and...
Richie Warren will get 2 free throws and makes good on the first. Gives him 5 points in the ball game.
Warren
Myron back.
Yep, he's 10 of 13 coming in here tonight, so pretty good free throw shooter, you bet.
He is a junior out of Racine Park.
Boy, Racine has been a historically great basketball city. But you know what? Milwaukee, Racine, Kenosha, Southeast Wisconsin likes its basketball.
Yep.
So does Southwest Wisconsin.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Platteville lives on Southwest Wisconsin athletes. Josiah Butler gives it up to Darius Bolden. Takes it with the left-hand dribble down the lane. Spins, kick out Myron. Open, 3. Count it.
Got that one. Well, he's been able to find that going out to the top of the key. He's found himself open repeatedly today.
66-37. Warren against Seth to the free throw line. Tried to bounce inside, stolen away. On ahead, it'll go to Malik, and he will flush.
Malik said, hey, Tyshawn, let me show you how you do this.
Well, Tyshawn fed him, so that was a nice bounce pass on ahead. 68-37. Brett Muntz is getting set to come back for Stevens Point. Down to the baseline, backing his way in, kick it out, McEwen, it'll go there. Warren into the hands of Berezowitz over to the right side. Chestnut wants a deep 3 off the mark. Rebound down low, Darius. On ahead, it'll go to Tyshawn. He will hammer one down.
Well, all you can say about that young man is, wow.
70-37.
Just a freshman.
Warren on top. Hands it off there into the hands of Burgess. Burgess by Myron down the lane off the glass floor with a foul. Will they count it?
They will.
Whistle came early, but they're going to count it.
Tell you, Scotty, I know there's 8:30 to go, but we may have our player of the game already.
Yep. Blake Court's coming into today's game for the first time. Good to get some of these other guys some playing time with 8.5 minutes to go. Now just play hard and smart.
Yep. One of the famous Courts boys from over at Freedom. It's a family of good basketball players. As a matter of fact, his younger brother, I believe, is the 2nd leading scorer for Freedom. And that's a heck of a basketball team.
Yep. Burgess made the free throw, 71-39 Pointers by 32 at the moment. 8.5 minutes to go. Grant Muntz in. Carter Combs back. And they'll get it on the floor to Seth Myron.
Yep, token pressure.
So Myron, Combs, Muntz, Courts, Malik. Malik on the left block. Spins into the lane, goes up short. Rebound underneath McEwen. Just didn't get it up very hard. Chestnut, McEwen, right corner. Working dribble is Berezowitz over the top of the circle. Pulls up. Muntz right there. Can't get his shot off over Grant. It'll go into the hands of Marino. Marino against Carter. What a mismatch, but that was way out on the perimeter. Berezowitz with us. Shot clock 6 and down the lane. Last second. What? Chestnut scores.
We had such good defense, and unfortunately Malik let his guy just cut to the lane and let him go.
Carter to Grant into the front court. Muntz on the wing. Gives it up to Malik at the top of the circle. Blake Courts to the baseline. It'll go to Seth Myron. 70-42. Kick out over to Blake Courts. Thought about the three. Didn't take it. Seth in the corner. Down low to Grant. Tries to back his way in. Spins. Left hand. Blocked away and out of bounds off of Grant Muntz.
Tell you what, Blake Courts had an open shot on the top of the wing, and he's a good shooter. I thought he might hit that one. You know what? When you got a shot and it's yours, you got to take it.
Yeah, and you know what? Coming off the floor here, media timeout. Coach Combs, I think, went right to Blake and said, "Look, that's your shot. Take it."
Yep.
He kind of smiled, but here's your opportunity. I'm not saying you come on the floor and the first thing you do is look for a shot, but you practice every day, do the normal things, and that would have been an open shot for Blake Courts.
The offense is geared to get people shots, and when it's your opportunity, you need to take the shot. He's 3 of 4, in his limited play from the season. So I mean, he's a good shooter, and he's trying to do things unselfishly. That's kind of kid he is, right? We love Blake, and passed up a shot.
Yeah, we just want him to perform well, and he's doing that.
Yeah, you and I come from the school where, hey, if you don't shoot, you can't score.
Yeah, well.
The more you put it up, but not just kidding. He's one of those practice players, Scotty, that is indispensable. We're talking about Blake Courts. He works so hard. We get to watch this. We travel with the team. He works so hard, makes those guys, in front of him better. Every team needs those kinds of players. They're really unsung heroes on a basketball team.
Yeah, don't ever kid yourself. Guys that sit on the bench, you think they're not players. You don't get better in practice if you're not playing against guys that can play the game.
Yeah.
And so you're only, in essence, as good as your full roster. With the dribble into the lane, getting deep. Marino and a foul on Grant Muntz.
Yeah, Grant just couldn't keep him out.
No, a little light Grant is right now.
That's a case where
weight-wise.
Yeah, he was just pushed down the right lane line and just couldn't get and stop in front of him. He was in front of him, but he was going backwards.
Marino will get 2 free throws coming up here. Missed the first.
Yeah, he's 6'7". Yep. Out of Lakeville, Illinois. Those
so a little bit bigger than Grant on top of it.
And those two will see each other for the next few years. We think Grant's going to be a fine player for the Pointers.
Second free throw is coming up and good. 70-43. I do want to say thank you to, so many people stopped by before the game to say, good to see you're back. I was only gone 1 game, but I was sick 1 game last Wednesday.
In 47 years, how many games have you missed sick?
Not much. Not a full handful. Pull up by Ty Sean. Won't go. Courts had the rebound, lost it, got it back, and it'll be a tie-up Pointer basketball.
Going to stay right here. We got the new 20.
So, anyways, thanks to everybody who showed some concern here for the old man. 70-43.
Yeah, they wouldn't have shown that concern to us when we were 35.
20.
We've got to teach John how to do a little play-by-play. It's really not that hard. So then we would have had the game on the air for you last Wednesday. Grant kicks it out. Ty Sean right side. Myron had it poked away and out of bounds. It'll be Pointer ball with 9 on the shot clock.
Well, let's see if we can find a shot here for somebody. Yep, this is your future here. This is a bunch of young guys here.
Myron, the inbounder, bounces it into Grant Muntz. 8 on the clock, off to Carter Combs to the top of the circle. Bounces it to Muntz. Picks it back up. Carter Combs for 3.
buried.
Why not?
You know what? Carter is a pass-first point guard. He doesn't look to score too often, but he certainly can. He will be a double-digit scorer before he leaves this program.
Handoff down to the baseline. Berezowitz outside, fumbled by Marino. Loose on the floor. Grant Muntz to the tie-up, but Warhawks basketball. Jack Hutchinson's going to get into the game here tonight.
Yep, nice kid, great family. A chance to talk to him and his father. Of course, he's a long ways from home.
Topeka.
Yep.
As our great leader would say, the home of Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas. Oops, wrong. At any rate, top of the circle with it, into the lane. McEwen, he tried to make a pass underneath, ball out of bounds.
He just lost
basketball.
Just lost his balance. Or he would have had an easy 2.
Yep.
We're talking about Joey Berezowitz. Easy for me to say.
Yeah. Hutch will bring it up. Jack into the front court with the dribble against Burgess. Came to us with 1 year left out of Simpson College. Trying to play his way into some minutes. Carter Combs over the top of the circle. Stops there, looks for help. Lobs it to Grant on the left side of the lane. Much smaller guy on him, and a reaching foul on Berezowitz.
And good recognition by Grant. He initially was looking to kick back out to Carter out on the top, and he went, wait a minute. When I got a guard that got checked off on me, I'm supposed to take him to the hole, and he did. So now he's got a chance to get a couple points from the foul line.
Grant will go to the line. This is a 1-and-1 for the freshman out of Kiel, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Sister used to live in Kiel, Wisconsin.
Home
I've been there many a time. Free throw good.
Home of one of my college roommates back in the day.
Oh, my.
Jack Boyd, all-conference defensive back for UW Stout.
First one good for Grant Muntz. He'll get one more. 74-43 and
got them both.
75-43. Nice free throws by Grant.
Of course, Grant was on a great Kiel high school team. Just came up short trying to get to the state meet.
Yep.
State championship.
Out on top, the Verges. Berezowitz. Marino over to the right side. It'll go to Chestnut. Stopped his dribble after a couple of bounces way on the perimeter. Chestnut looked like he got away with the travel, drives the lane, lost him, and he got free for a layup.
Yeah, and those are the plays that the coaching staff is trying to eradicate from our defensive end.
Yep.
That straight line drive.
James Jacobs going to come into the game at the next stop. Hutchinson over to Combs. Gives it up to Muntz. Left side, Blake Courts down to the corner. Kick out. Tyshawn, 3 off the rim, no, and the rebound pulled down by Verges. 75-45. Chestnut front court. Gets by Carter, slips it over to the left side, Verges. Trying to take it in against Blake Courts.
I thought that was pretty good position.
And it's going to be on Grant Muntz.
And the help. Yep, I thought Blake had established really good position. Well, this game has not been in doubt. Oh, sorry, Scotty. This game has not been in doubt for a good long time now.
That's a fact.
You thought
we
Whitewater
needed one of these.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. We certainly did. Funny about matchups, isn't it? We beat Whitewater only 3 weeks ago, 86-67, and it's going to be something similar here today.
I came in and I said, well, we don't expect that score again.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. Free throw is good here for Verges.
And we didn't, especially when you look at their last 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a team that beat an undefeated #1 ranked team in Platteville, at Platteville. And then they had lacrosse in trouble on their home floor. And you're thinking, wow, well, they're a different team. And you know what? We just went on fire on them in the first half. And they just kind of lost their mojo, right? It happens.
Verges made 2. In comes Dylan Taylor for Stevens Point. And now Whitewater's going to bring in Tristan Lynch, sophomore out of Green Bay New Lutheran.
These are extended minutes for these guys. And see what they can do.
Jacobs against Chestnut, front court Muntz. Grant over left courts, out on the wing, Taylor. Grant Muntz hands it off there to James Jacobs, almost lost the dribble. Out on the right wing, gives it up, Hutchinson. Courts on the wing, gets down to the baseline, pulls up, doesn't take the shot. Back it'll go to Taylor. Hutchinson 3, Off the rim, no. Deep rebound, baseline, Lynch. By the way, if you're wondering, Shane Tarjan probably would have been into the game by now. He's out. They banged knees at practice, I guess. 3-ball by McEwen is good. It's just kind of a precautionary. That's why Shane is not playing tonight. He's not in uniform. Taylor into the front court. Grant Muntz on the right sideline, 75-50.
Yep, run some
down to 25.
Yeah, run some clock here.
3:38 to go in the game. Courts guarded by Lynch. Hutchinson. Kick out Blake. Attacks to the basket, and he'll score the layup.
Nice play.
Came in off the left side with the right hand finger roll.
Yep.
Now we're going to get Nate Holzell into the game in a moment. Pointers with a steal off to James Jacobs.
Yeah, fortunate steal because nobody was guarding Marino.
Taylor into the lane, down the lane to the wing. 3 for Courts. Off the rim, no. Rebound, Marino. Well, good open look for Blake.
Yeah, it was. We told him to take that shot before. So.
Chestnut kind of cupped the dribble. Step back 3 off the rim high. Rebound, Taylor. Dillon with that one. Into the front court. Had it poked away. Got it back. Off to Muntz. Hutchinson. Left side to Taylor. Free throw line extended. Across the way to Hutch again off the screen to the free throw line. Bounce pass underneath the Muntz. Nice play. Grant turnaround, left it short.
That was a nice pass by Hutchinson.
Here they come again. Lead feed down the baseline. Chestnut spins free scores.
Yep. We're going to get a timeout. I think
doesn't like
it's going to be a rolling timeout.
Yeah, I see what he's doing.
I think he wants to get 2 guys in.
Yep. You're correct on that. So into the game is going to come Will Gardner along with Nathan Holzell. 2:15 to go.
6'11" freshman, a guy that we're keeping a really close eye on.
Yep.
Simply because you know how sometimes these big guys are late developers, and we're thinking he might be one of those.
I would agree with that. Well, you're going to get a win, obviously. You're going to improve to 14-5 and 4-4 in the league. Again, off on Saturday, and then you come back. River Falls next Wednesday here, and then off to Platteville.
Yep. Tell you what, this is a really good win going into a bye. You especially like the fact that you're going to have a really good feeling about yourselves now for that whole week. You're not going to prepare for a game until next Wednesday. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach gives the kids a day off. 2, I don't know about 2, but
yeah. All right. Jacobs, Gardner, Hutchinson, Taylor, Holzell for Stevens Point. Yep, that's our roster, if you're wondering. Partners Pub and Grill in Stevens Point, your pre-gaming headquarters since 1977. Taste the tradition, Stanley Street, Stevens Point.
We might need some help out here because they got 3-on-2. Nope.
Inbound to Hutchinson. The senior out of Topeka, Kansas, will bring it across the timeline. Over it'll go on the high left. Gardner. James Jacobs. Nice pass underneath. Holzell! He will throw one down. What a nice pass.
And what a big smile from James Jacobs, knowing he gave the big guy a dunk.
Yep. Chestnut on the wing. And what a nice roll by Nathan.
Yes,
did
sir.
what he was supposed to.
Yep.
Set a screen and then rolled to the basket.
Timeout, Whitewater. 30.
Warhawks are going to take that timeout, as John just said.
Look at the reception Ethan is getting from our bench.
Well, how could you not? He's a nice young man. Got a big chest bump from Tyshawn there after they got over. They're all happy for the big fella.
You know, and that pass came from James Jacobs. Now, he's a smash kid that can really play. And it'll be interesting to see how he develops. As he's a sophomore, he was a D2 player.
Yep.
Came, transferred back home. He hasn't been on the floor a lot, but we got a chance to watch him a lot at Stevens Point Area Senior High. And, you know, he's a kid I think could really develop and be a player with a lot more minutes in the future.
I would agree with that.
You know, minutes are hard to come by.
Inbound it'll come. With the ball is Hoytink. Hoytink to McEwen into the right corner. Bounce pass inside. Almost stolen away. And what are we going to...
Was he out of bounds?
Or stepping out of bounds?
I wonder if he was out of bounds, Scotty. I was blacked out by Coach Dern, but I think it was out of bounds.
Austin Schaumburg in and Peyton Clary. And so the Pointers, minus Shane Targin, who is out with an injury, all getting in the ball game here tonight.
Now, Schaumburg can score. I don't know how his defense is. But
Schaumburg to the front court out of Peoria, Illinois, off the Holzell screen. Jump pass, James Jacobs, pull-up jumper. He's got it.
And that's what we watched for 4 years right here at our high school, right?
81-52, as a matter of fact. Chestnut out high. It'll go there into the hands of Marino. Back to Chestnut. Jacobs guarding there. Down to the deep corner. 1:04 to go in the game. Chestnut trying to get to the lane. I tell you what, I like Chestnut. I'm a little surprised he didn't play all that much earlier in this game. He does have 6 at the moment. He's headed to the free throw line.
Yeah, he's quick. 6'2", good size for a guard. And out of Sun Prairie. And we certainly know what kind of a basketball school Sun Prairie has turned into. Of course, now it's not a school, it's 2.
Free throw missed. Rebound, Whitewater, and a foul again.
Yeah, another bonus.
That one kind of hit Nathan Holzell in the hands. It came out a little low.
Yep.
And Nate wasn't able to corral it. That foul on, I believe, Blake Quartz. Did I see that right? No, I'm sorry. It's on Schaumburg. And that free throw missed. So the rebound, Stevens Point, Clary, and then it's kicked out of bounds. All right. 81-52, just 57 seconds to go in the game. Ethan Holzell?
Yeah.
What?
You've been saying Nathan.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
well, to heck with me.
I wondered if you had it written in your book wrong.
I actually do, but yep, Ethan's going to get a traveling violation coming down the lane.
Needed a dribble there.
Yep. 81-52. Front court with it is Hoytink along the sideline. Marino right back to Hoytink. Kick out, open 3, not going to go. Rebound down deep to Clary.
Nice.
Into the hands of Gardner. Will across the timeline. Ethan Holzell on the wing. Stop, takes it on the dribble. That is Gardner, and had it poked away and out of bounds.
18 on the shot clock.
21 seconds to go in this Pointer victory. From the corner, Schaumburg trying to drive inside. Spin move, he'll score.
He's a capable offensive player. He really is.
Got to learn defense at this end, though. Hoytink from the left corner. Not going to go. Rebound, Clary. And the Pointers can walk the ball up the floor. They will have done it again. Here tonight, the final, Stevens Point 83 and the Whitewater Warhawks 52. We'll be back in a couple of minutes to tell you about this one. UW Stevens Point men's basketball, WPCN.
The #1 ranked